gathered around who are not yet experienced in communication. And I suppose from your point of view, in a way, one wonders why we should permit them to come, but we also feel that if they become accomplished with speech, that they may have something of interest and unusual value to give you. You see, I feel very strongly that we should, if possible, from time to time, bring souls who may be able to give you some new sidelight, new insight into aspects of life, and particularly in regard to their early settlement here, their reactions. Some of these souls are not finding it very easy, of course. I think the Japanese lady who was obviously married to a German must have died during, I gather, during one of the bombing raids during the war. Very unusual case. We tried to help her, and she certainly progressed. And I think if we could eventually make it possible for her to communicate with you and find an interesting story, we realize that from your point of view, although it's human and natural, obviously liking to contact one's own, but bringing various souls on different levels of consciousness could be of great interest and value, and give you an insight into aspects of life which perhaps otherwise you wouldn't probably have. And there's so many often who gather round who are not part of the group as such. Nevertheless, there are souls who need help or in various ways perhaps can help you on different levels of evolution, development. Some of these sad cases, at least some of them have been very sad cases that we've helped and we bring them back. Much to your perhaps amazement, but nevertheless very true. There are many souls who do become earthbound around the earth for quite a considerable time, find it very difficult to release themselves, and indeed some have been around for centuries. It doesn't mean to say they're necessarily unhappy people, but it's just that they have not been able to separate themselves from old associations, thoughts, ideas, and they're quite content to find a sort of peculiar satisfaction in drawing from others on your side and even entering into their personal lives, almost as it were adopting people on earth. If I can use such an expression, they're not necessarily bad people or dangerous people or evil people. They're very often human people who just cannot separate their conscious selves from material things. They're very rare, of course. These souls have been for centuries, very unusual. There are instances. The friend we bought the other week was quite a character.
They sound like from you as well.
Doctor,
He's been greatly helped, yes.
would it be possible with these new souls, if they can eventually manifest and tell us things, if they could provide their name and their address, so that...
Oh, yes, from that point of view, of course, it would be very illuminating, interesting, and evidential, and in some cases, no doubt, if they remember, as indeed most of them probably would, because they're not highly evolved souls, they're still, to some extent, attached to earthly conditions. There's no reason why some of them shouldn't be able to give you data outside of themselves that you can check up, which should be highly evidential, of course.
Well, to
And
me,
we'll make a point of that in future, where possible.
I think
We have many things lined up for you. I never said this before.
Dr. Marshall, it's lovely to hear you. I haven't heard your voice.
Oh, you haven't heard me. I do hope things go well with you, by the way.
Well, I expect they will.
Well, I do hope so. We're certainly very, very close to you and Nigel, and we're really anxious to do all we possibly humanly can from this side. But I feel sure things will develop gradually. I know you've had your setbacks and your disappointments, but just realize we're doing everything we can. We do want this circle to continue. We do want it to go on because it has tremendous possibilities. From time to time, of course, the conditions are bound to vary. This cannot be avoided for various, very obvious reasons, material and psychic there. And even from that point of view, if I can use the expression spiritually, the levels of consciousness are many, And you must expect sometimes all things to happen, or strange people succumb, but everything is being looked after. You're being very guided, as far as we can guide you, that is, and you're certainly being protected. You may get one or two odd strange people that we feel might be illuminating from your point of view as an experience, and it may even really help some of them, who knows. You know, there's a tremendous work that you can do, all of you. Every one of you are very important to that which we are endeavoring to do. You mustn't feel that perhaps sometimes individually that perhaps you're not making much of a contribution, or perhaps you feel, well, you know, is it all right to continue, or is it not? You have your doubts sometimes, perhaps. I don't mean doubts about us, I don't mean that, but doubts about yourselves. I think sometimes you get very sort of disturbed. And this is life. Material conditions are not easy to contend with. But if you work together in complete love, in complete harmony, and sink any differences that you may have, try to see the ultimate good in all things, try to realize that we are all dedicated in a work which is, in a sense, which is true to say, greater than ourselves. We're all instruments in our various ways. Do want you to be a happy crowd. Want you to work together and be together as one. It's not easy. You're all individuals. You all have your ups and your downs, and it would be right to expect too much, perhaps, but we just feel that from time to time the conditions may vary, obviously, but there's such great possibilities in this group. Stick together, stay together, and know that we'll do everything we can. And the being himself is definitely, to me, as it is on the upgrade, thank God. And if he does lose his weight, it'll make a vast difference. And with all due respect to the rock cake lady, I suppose one a week won't make all that difference. Quite frankly, we want him to stick to a diet and lose a couple of stone, because it makes such a difference to his whole condition. Strain on the heart at times is too much, and he should get out a bit more. He stifles himself too much in the air, in the stale air of the house. Get out in the fresh air. If he can cool London air fresh and warm, still, certainly doesn't do to sit around too much. Exercise is
I think he's losing a little, Doctor.
Well, I never know. I hope so. But it's nice happy little crowd. We miss the boys. Give them our love and best.
Yes.
We're not continuing tonight. The conditions are really, in a way, very good. But anyway, it's all part of experience. I hope you all enjoy yourselves on Saturday night and don't be unduly surprised. Anyway, good night.
Good night. Surprise go what?
Bye-bye.
If you unduly surprised, what are you going to be unduly surprised?
No, he won't, I don't know.
You filler.
Wait and see.
Who took the photo?
That was not me, it was one of the group of scientific blokes.
Oh, yeah.
You may get something, but don't build up your hopes.
Nico,
What?
have you been to see any of our friends? Can you tell us anything?
Oh, I got to see various people, the Joneses, for instance, and Vine Bill and that. I'll pop and have a look at them. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Do you know if Lee has got psychic news? Leslie said
Oh,
it probably
fine.
fell out of the packet. I know it's a stupid question, but I don't know.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. How you are funny. Anyway, my love, and God bless you, enjoy yourselves, and get, don't, well, never mind.
Come on. Oh, don't, my dear. You know, you give us lollipops, you let us take one lick and then take them away from us. Not fair.
Well, I sometimes have to wrap them up. Bye-bye.
Well, wrap it up. Wrap it up and let us unravel it while we're having our...
No, why should we do all the work for you? Enjoy yourselves, bye-bye.
Bye, kids.
And only one cake.
Only one cake.
Short night tonight, wasn't it? Bit of a mixed bag, wasn't it? Wonder if that must